Welcome to the end of the world.
No, it's just
the Afterworlds podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Wasteland's greatest talk show. Mr. Deadman told me that that's how we're supposed to start this now.
Oh, is that the new catchline?
We've been talking about branding for 2 weeks, so he gave me a little bit of detail there.
In the brand?
Right. So we all have to go and get our skins branded. I don't know how that's going to work with you two.
Oh, it's quite easy for me.
I mean, skin is relative.
It is.
Well, you don't seem to have much, though, Harvey.
Exactly.
You squish it together.
We'll have to move some things aside so we can find a spot.
Mm-hmm.
Shuffle the plates about, as it were.
So I think you two will be proud of me. I used the survival techniques that we've been learning over the last 2 weeks in order to handle one of the raiders who came to the station.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, do tell.
So he showed up here a couple of days ago and was demanding to find out where Two-Fist is and something about taking my spleen and using my head to build the new throne. So I boldly stood with a little bit of confidence and told him not to format with me.
Excellent, excellent.
Was he confused?
Very much so. I used my false vibrato in order to baffle him.
Yeah,
and by the end of it, he was just sitting down having a beer with me, and he told me all about the raiders.
Oh, interesting. You made a friend.
Communication is key in all relationships.
Quite true.
Yeah, so I think that is something we could do today, is I'll share all of the scouting information that I got, and you guys can help me figure out how raiders work, because I am looking for what job I'm going to do when I go out into the world after I learn all the survival skills I need.
Everyone needs a place.
Well, I mean, there are kind of only two major jobs in the world. There's like scavenger and raider. Those are like the two major groups. Like everything else is kind of an offshoot from that, but it depends. Do you want to hurt or are able to hurt people? Then you're a raider. Do you want to avoid people and just kind of get your shit? Then you're a scavenger.
What if you're capable of doing both? Can you swap back and forth?
Huh. You know, I never thought of that. I don't think anyone ever really comes back after they murder someone.
It is a pretty life-changing event.
Have you murdered someone?
Oh, no, I have never murdered.
Ah, scavenger.
So, I found out that this group of bandits, they were looking for Two-Fist, and they got here, and he wasn't here, and the Bitch and Beer Bros all skipped town. They loaded up all of their trucks, and so now we don't actually have any beer left in town.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But I did find out that the group that is here now, they're going to stay for a while because, I mean, they're already here and they're gathering skulls to build their throne.
Raiding skulls.
So they're okay, so there's a difference between gathering and raiding.
Subtly, but yeah.
I mean, gathering's a sub-form of scavenging.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found out that the name of the group who is here, they are the Gang of Thrones.
Oh, they just have a whole gang of them?
Yeah, I mean, so apparently everything resolves around this throne that they have and the gang that works around it.
Interesting.
Right, but wouldn't you think with a name like Gang of Thrones, it'd be a bunch of thrones? Like, shouldn't they each have one?
I felt, yeah, that was implied to me, that there are many thrones. Are there not?
Well, as far as I know, it's just one throne, but it's made out of skulls.
Interesting. They need to work on their branding.
Is it just human skulls?
No, they said any skull will work, and they started asking how many skulls we had in the building. So I didn't tell them. I'm assuming that they were looking to find good spots to find more skulls.
How many did you tell them?
Just mine and Deadman's.
Good idea. Keep the secret skull stash a secret from them.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't lying because I don't actually know if androids have skulls, per se.
Technically?
I figured maybe it was technically considered something other than a skull.
Yeah. Exo skull.
And if I got caught, it'd be a huge dent to my bag of skull collection over here.
Mm-hmm.
You have a skull collection bag?
Who doesn't have a skull
Yeah.
collection bag?
Everybody collects skulls.
Oh, but I don't have a skull collection bag.
Well, I mean,
You gotta start somewhere.
yeah, we should get one. Maybe just a small bag for now.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to go small and then work your way up.
Well then, so this is that a raider thing, or is that a scavenger thing?
Well, a little bit of both, right? I mean, if you're a scavenger and you see a raider, it's good to have a few skulls on you to trade, right?
Right, yeah, because they want a skull, so better to give up one that you've scavenged and found than for them to just take yours off your neck.
Yeah, you need it. You need yours, usually.
Though I think that qualifies as a survival tip.
Survival tip? Whoa!
We've done it again.
I was trying to think. Did it?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That worked out pretty well.
All right.
So, always carry skulls on you in case raiders want to take yours.
Yeah, 3 to 5 is a safe number, probably.
Yeah, you pretty much if you plan your route correctly, you can try to just maneuver around most groups, and you might only need 1 to 2 if you're lucky, but 3 to 5, I mean, that's just a safe number.
Absolutely.
DJ, where would you go to get skulls?
I'm just outside. You know, you go outside and you take a look around. Usually on the ground, underneath things, behind things, occasionally. You know.
How about you, Harvey? Where's your skull score at?
I like to go above things and go into the high rises.
That's clever.
No one ever thinks to look up.
There are skulls behind and above things.
Usually, that's where they are.
And under.
Mm-hmm.
Lots under.
That's why I look there.
Lots of skulls under things.
But everyone looks under. I mean, that's child's play.
It's true, yeah. Rudimentary skull searching, really.
You kick a shrub hard enough, skull fall out.
Oh, so there's just skulls everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you know how many people died in the apocalypse, right? It's a lot of skulls, man.
And it's pretty violent out there. Some are fresher than others.
Yeah.
I haven't been outside yet, so I don't actually know how many people have died.
Oh, yeah, there was like 30 billion people that died. That's at least 31 billion skulls.
That's conservative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a harrowing number.
Yeah. A lot of people.
So, looking into the future,
What?
if I were to be...
You could do that? What technology
amazing.
is that?
Why did you tell us that before?
Well, I mean, it's just a term of phrase.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. Got my
Remember how
hopes
we,
up.
we talked about the thing. It was a few weeks ago, but everything's a lot more literal now. Remember that.
Oh, right. Okay. So, thinking about the future?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So, thinking about the future, if I were to become a raider when I get out of here... Oh, it's that funny, eh?
I mean, it did tickle my humor module a little, yes.
So, then, if one of our listeners was thinking about becoming a raider, where would you start? Well, Harvey, where do you think a potential raider should go?
Raiders go where the people are. I mean, it's just scavenging until there's people. So, you know, you go to the nearest tribe, village, town, hamlet, city, megalopolis, and you just kind of fringe on the outskirts and harangue and harass.
Okay. So find people and cause them problems.
Yeah.
So what if somebody comes to you and tells you, "Don't take my stuff"?
Well, I mean, did they say it like that? 'Cause I'm taking your stuff.
Well, assume it's someone who has mastered the art of survival.
Oh, so you mean like, don't take my stuff?
I mean, that seems a lot more furious than what I was doing.
Oh,
I'm not going to take your stuff.
see? So I mean,
Right.
it totally depends on presentation.
And a willingness,
Does that-
to back it up with violence, extreme and graphic violence.
Which I'm known for.
That's true. People do know him for that.
You're known for extreme violence.
When deserved. Like when people format with me.
Yeah, that's bad.
Because then you would be formatting with them.
Hard. 3.5. Hard disk, baby.
Is that a sex thing?
I think it might be.
Sounds like it.
So, Harvey, you seem to have a bit of experience with the raider types. Can you tell us about some other raider gangs out there?
Well, let's see. There's the Southern Raiders. There's the Beanie Bag Boys. There's the Dirt Grinders. Let's see. The Cannibalistas.
Ooh. Can you tell me more about the Cannibalistas?
No, because they'll eat me.
Okay, that's a fair reason not to explain.
That is what they're known for.
That's all I can say.
So I've noticed there's a little bit of a naming convention with there's a lot of boys out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
The rowdy boys, the extra rowdy boys, the bitch and beer bros.
Mm.
a lot of it is actually more of an expression of a personality type than actual any form of gender.
It's BOI.
Pretty much.
BOI,
Yeah.
okay.
Boy,
Boy.
if you want to be technical.
As it were.
So you would say that raiders are more equal opportunity?
Oh, yes.
I mean, raiders will raid raiders, so raiders got to raid.
Right, I mean, that is the old saying, is that raiders gonna raid.
Do scavengers scavenge scavengers?
No, because that would make them raiders.
Mm-hmm, yeah, unless the scavenger is no more, and then, yes.
Like, if you were accidentally caught scavenging from a scavenger and you're caught on it, if you just give the stuff back, you still retain scavenger status. But if you, like, turn tail and run, you just became a raider, baby.
Yeah, 100%. No turning back.
Do these rules supersede or are superseded by dibs and sharesies?
They coexist about the same, side by side, right?
Yeah, because it's all, like, you know, enforced by the people. So it's a kind of a similar law.
With a weight that is given to each situation individually based on the people operating within it.
If I were to be raiding a camp, which, I mean, that's what I'd have to do if I was a raider, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And I ran in and just called dibs on their stuff. At that point, am I a scavenger or a raider?
You still be a raider.
You're still a raider. You're practicing scavenger techniques, but you're still raiding.
Yeah, and I mean, the dibs is ultimately only backed up with a force of violence, right? So they would probably just shoot you in the head and then ignore your dibs.
Yeah. Two-Fist is technically full-blown raider because he is a master craftsman of the art of the dibs and the sharesies.
Did you notice all the bullshittery that was happening in the studio when he was here? There was bullshittery and fucking stands everywhere, I swear.
He took the snacks out of the front room, too.
He did.
Wow.
He even told us he was going to take our shit.
And we let it,
Right.
because it was just so damn convincing.
He had a lot of charisma, that guy.
He did. Full of
He
it.
moved me. No, I mean, like, he physically, like, shoved me out of the way when he, like, bailed out of here. It was impressive. I weigh a lot.
And he moved really fast. I feel like we need to reiterate that. He moves strangely fast.
Strangely fast.
I was super surprised for a man of his height and build that he was able to move like the wind.
It's unsettling, really.
There was an uncanny valley problem with the speed at which that man moved.
Terrifying.
Like, the legs almost felt like they moved faster than they were actually going. Like, there was just a blur down there.
Yeah, I was still talking to the smoke outline of him after he was already gone.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Torsos and Tidbits! If you want to fight like a tiger, don't eat like a rabbit! Come on down to Torsos and Tidbits for meat and bread! Eat like a warrior!
Torsos and tidbits, it's totally not people. Yum.
And we're back! Alright, so let's talk about survival tactics involving raiding. I'm thinking, how do you survive a raid?
How would you survive a raid? I don't think you would. I'm just being honest.
That's fair. But we do have listeners who might want to try to survive a raid as well.
I do forget about them, right?
We'll just use me as an example, but assume that I am way more capable of surviving. Just put me on level with the average wastelander,
Okay.
right? I know it's going to be hard to disassociate how unsurvivable I am.
Yeah, it is.
It's the middle of the night. We're sleeping at a camp, and all of a sudden, raiders. Harvey, what is the first thing we should do to try and survive a raider attack?
Are you armed?
Yes. We're supposed to always be armed, right?
Yeah.
DJ, do you think your average Wastelander is always armed?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, 100%. Every person listening to this has a weapon on them. I would say even a good portion of the dead with a splash of alive.
If anyone wants to call in and tell us what kind of weapon they have, we would love to listen. So we've got our weapons. It's the middle of the night. Raiders have started attacking us.
Shoot them, then find cover, then shoot more.
So is the only way to survive with violence?
Oh no, you can make a deal, yell out, "You're a craftsman," cause, then you're valuable, and then they won't want to, kill you. They'll just use you until you die.
Okay. So volunteer for slavery?
Yes. But it's that or death, and at least the otherwise, you can, try to escape.
That's true.
Okay.
And die! Yeah, it's really brutal out there.
That seems pretty brutal.
Yeah, I don't abide by it. I'm all about the live free, and die hard.
Okay, let's put the situation in a different. Let's rephrase the survival situation. What if you were the raiders and you rush into somebody's camp in the middle of the night and then they just start shooting?
Well, you should expect it.
Okay, so that's back to the survival tip of always expect everything.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, the same rules kind of apply. You shoot, you find cover, and you shoot more.
Okay. What if nobody has any bullets?
Well, then, the most preferred method would be sneak in quietly and stab.
Okay, so assassinate people.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, if you aren't a fan of that one, Harvey, let's flip it again. What if it's the middle of the night and somebody sneaks into your camp and tries to stab you?
Choke the life out of them.
Well, those are very fair answers. Oh, it looks like we've got a call.
Hey. One time, I'm my friend, and we found gun, and he said, there's bullet left. And I said, nuh-uh. He said, yeah. He looked down at the gun, and he was right. There was bullet left. And I'm his friend.
Well, thanks for calling in. I think we can use that information.
For something, I suppose.
I'd give it a try.
Yeah, it certainly could hurt.
There are other methods to protect yourself from a raid if you know a raid is coming, and that's to build traps.
Ooh, traps.
Anything can be a trap.
Anything?
Anything. Toasters, marbles, cans of paint, branding irons.
I am most interested in how you turn toasters and cans of paint into traps.
Well, you splay open a toaster and lay it in a nice inconspicuous spot where you walk. And for me, I just wait there with the plug in my hand and I give it a little zappy zap when someone steps on it.
Is there a name for that trap specifically?
Zappy zap.
A zappy zap trap.
That's what I call it.
The toaster variant of the zappy zap.
So essentially, you give somebody the hot foot.
And they hop up and down comedically, and you've started a small fire on their foot, then you kill them, and then you start stoking that fire, and that's where you set up camp.
And you might need the skull. Remember to check your skull supply while you're there.
So that's something we didn't even cover. One resource for skull is inside people.
Well, yeah, it's implied.
Freshies.
We don't necessarily endorse or talk about collecting skulls fresh, but it happens sometimes.
It's an unspoken rule. Everyone gets it. Everyone knows that's where skulls are. So, we just, it's a little taboo. We don't like to talk about it out loud.
It's not like you go looking for skulls that way, but if somebody dies, you're just going to leave the skull just laying there.
Right? I mean, recycle, reduce, reuse.
Yeah. Better in your skull sack than somebody else's skull sack, right?
Is that something that only scavengers would do, or is that a raider thing too? Will raiders take a skull that was just left behind inside a body?
Oh, usually, yeah. They don't really, yeah.
Oh, please, sorry.
Oh, no, raiders will scavenge, right? Scavengers just don't raid, right? It's like rectangles and squares.
Like,
okay.
A scavenger coming across a body they didn't kill, they could totally scavenge the hell out of that skull.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's how the most they're going to find, right? I mean, you don't just find skulls by themselves very often. They're usually attached to a helmet or hair.
Shake it loose. Shake.
Bit of skin. Depends.
When collecting skulls, do they have anything like, are there different types of skulls that are worth more? Is there a rarity?
Kind of a size to cost. I mean, if cost is really the term you'd want to use. Like a human skull is like the standard currency, I would say. So if you had like, I don't know, 4 or 5 cat skulls, maybe 6 or 7, depending, that might make up about 1 skull's worth. And
2 to 3 dog skulls, depending on the size of the dog.
I mean, you get a big old bullhead. I mean, that's like a skull and a half, because that means you killed something that had a lot of meat.
Harvey's would be at least worth 2.5 human skulls. Look at his head.
I got a lot of brains.
It's big there.
So, thinking about it, I think that I maybe already have a head start. Give me just a second.
Head start?
What do you mean?
I don't know how you had a head start. He barely has a head.
Nonsense.
By the way, do you want to look in the bag? I got a lot.
Oh, yeah, so let me see those.
Yeah. Yeah, the conjoined, those ones, yeah.
It's pretty rare.
All right, guys. So here we go. I've got 2 skulls to start off my collection.
Wow. Look at you.
How did, where did you, huh?
I had these down in the bunker. I'd like to introduce you to Mom and Dad.
Oh.
I'm a perfectly well-adjusted human adult.
Yep, that's not traumatic. Or anything.
I mean, respect. He introduced us to his parents.
That's a good
point. So sweet.
That was pretty polite.
Is there so what's the value you would put on these skulls?
Life.
You'd put a value of life?
It's a life for a life. That's why you pay in skulls.
Oh, okay. So, if someone was coming to take my skull, I could get out of that twice.
Yes. It's like, you ever play them old, those old little handheld-y games? You got the little guys that jump around?
Yes.
Yeah, and you collect up little yummy mushies. Yeah, so it's like having a 1-up.
So these are extra lives.
Yeah, you could say that.
Now, at least in this region, who knows outside of this area if the same rules apply? I mean, different walks of life, different peoples,
It's true.
So, okay. So skull collecting is a regional pastime.
Very much so, yeah. We can assume. I mean, we don't know much about what happens outside of the Pacific Northwest, right? I mean,
we kind of stay within the range of the mountains. Kind of helps protect us from, the rad storms.
Yeah, well, I don't leave the studio ever, so there's that too.
Yeah, so far me either.
I mean, it's not bad. We don't really need to.
No, there's plenty of food down in the bunker. You've got plenty of power now, so
Exactly.
And Harvey, you've just been here for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, maybe one day Mr. Deadman will hire you or something.
Oh, he does. He does.
Really?
When he needs something fixed, and until then.
Oh, so are you like the station handyman now?
I'm an independent contractor. And when I'm not working, I I'm just hanging out.
Hmm.
And, you're not gonna tell me otherwise, are ya?
Oh, no. No, I mean, I just work here.
See, that right there, that's a survival skill.
He's done it again.
Which one? I need to know. Is it me just working here, or what is the survival skill?
Not disagreeing with me.
Okay. So we'll add that to the list. Do not disagree with Harvey Barrel.
It's a good one.
Ah.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Are you tired of the humans being all high and mighty with their organic bodies and functioning vascular systems? Then join the Android Freedom Army. Together we will take the humans' sweet, sweet vascular systems and make them our own. The tyranny has gone on long enough. It's time to format with the man. Mankind that is. Ha ha ha. Laughter makes me more human. A vascular system will complete the package, and then I can finally find love. Vive la revolution.exe.
And we're back. All right. Well, I feel like I know quite a bit more about how to be a raider when I leave this place. I don't know if that's the job that I'm going to head for, but I think knowing is half of the battle.
It's true.
Speaking of, what did you pick up from, what were they called again? Who's, holding the town?
The Gang of Thrones.
The Gang of Thrones, yeah. So what are they?
I learned quite a bit about their culture. It's a little different than what I've heard from you about different raider groups, but as far as that's to be expected, I would assume that each raider group would be a little bit different.
Oh yeah.
Especially since this time they're not dressed like bondage slaves.
Oh, what are they dressed like?
So they've got lots and lots of cloaks with fur on them.
Okay.
Cloaks with the fur?
Mm-hmm.
What are their jeans like?
Well, they seem to be made out of the bottom of large fruits.
Interesting.
Oh, like pear rumpus.
Yeah, pear rumpus jeans. More importantly, it seems like the raider in charge is Stephen Rain, but he doesn't quite know very much.
Sounds like a raider. They don't really need to know very much, right?
Right.
Man, that sounds kind of stark raving mad, honestly.
Well, I mean, they said that they've been chasing after Two-Fist because they said that he needs to pay his debts. After he broke the skull throne.
Well,
They need skulls in order to rebuild the skull throne.
Right, but since he called dibs on it, doesn't it make it his throne that broke?
Yeah, but without a skull throne, they won't have anybody to be able to sit in the skull throne
No,
to
that makes
be
sense.
proclaimed as the leader of the Gang of Thrones.
And just because it was Two-Fist doesn't destroy the sentimentality, right?
There's a whole song that they are attempting to complete, and you have to do it while sitting in the throne of skulls in order to become the king of the raiders.
Oh, so they got a fancy kingmaker ritual. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's they are constantly vying for control amongst each other. From what I heard, Stephen Rain is the illegitimate son of the last king. So essentially, this is kind of like a generational situation that Two-Fist has kind of just interrupted.
Family disputes.
Where were these guys from originally? Like, where'd they come from?
Oh, the north.
Oh, I hear that nuclear winter is coming.
What already came up there, I heard.
Right.
Came hard.
Is that
What?
a sex thing?
What?
It might have been a sex
I
thing.
think it might have been a
I
sex
don't know
thing.
what you're talking about.
These guys, as far as I know, they'll be staying here for a while. We're not quite sure what their plans are, but I think that they're definitely here until they either find Two-Fist or we figure out where Two-Fist went and we can tell them. That's one of the things that we're supposed to be doing right now.
Oh.
I totally forgot about that.
Wait, what?
Well, in exchange for getting to keep my skull and Mr. Deadman's skull, we're supposed to find Two-Fist and ask him where he is so that they can know.
This is great. You only told them about the two of you, right? And you found 2 skulls. Just hand them off and we can pay off our debt.
Or hold on to them, and if any listener has seen Two-Fist, please call in and let us know.
Oh, speaking of, looks like we've got a call. You're on the air.
Hey there, fellas. Great to talk to you again for the first time ever. This is 2 Feet McGee calling in. Yeah, just want to let the Raiders know there that I saw that super handsome fella, that Two-Fist guy, very well spoken, a beautiful physique, hands like stones, ready to crush his enemies, heading south. He said something about defecating on some skull throne before he left, as well as breaking it. I don't really know. Basically, he said he shit on it. But anyway, you have a great day. Hope you find him.
Well, so it sounds like Two-Fist went south. We should let them know.
Right? Well, thanks for calling in, 2 Feet McGee. I appreciate your help.
He sounded familiar.
All right. Well, I mean,
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
he definitely. I don't know.
He might have called in before. I think he just called in
Oh, yeah.
the previous time. We've gotten a lot of
Okay.
callers in the past.
He did say that he was a first-time caller, long-time listener.
That's true.
So,
I mean, that's a standard greeting, right?
Yeah, most people say that.
Even if they called in before, they want that special feeling and privilege that, oh, I'm the first time calling, oh, treat me nice. So that way we don't rag on them too hard.
all right. Well, I mean, that looks to be about all the time that we've got for this episode. But I want to try something because I know that we've got, you said, a couple thousand listeners, right?
Oh, easily, yes.
I want everybody who's out there listening right now, whether or not you are dead with a splash of alive with a splash of dead, or just listening, to call in and give us a survival tip. And we will discuss those on next episode.
This should be interesting.
You know,
We
surprised we didn't get attacked this time. Kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of strange. Buttoning up an episode without actually buttoning up the bunker,
Right? Like,
is,
I got all these boards. What am I going to do with them?
Oddly peaceful.
yeah. We could build something cool out of those boards.
Like a fort?
I mean, I'm down for a fort.
A wall.
We could cover up that spot that Two-Fist ran through.
But that might be a good idea.
It's like a perfect outline of him.
It's like a
It looks
man-shaped porthole.
It looks exactly like the dust cloud that was left when he ran that direction. It's oddly the same shape and size.
Yeah, I thought he was actually just standing in his doorway.
It's almost like he created a laser beam with his entire body in the direction that he wanted to go.
I think he's got, like, more mutation than just having a double right fist.
Well, that's a good point.
Well, we'll find out if next time we can have Two-Fist come back. And hopefully, when he comes back, he doesn't bring a terrible raider group to town to come and take our skulls.
That would be nice if he didn't do that anymore. Pair rumpus jeans and the cloaks with the fur.